This is Going Down Slow by the Toler Brothers. CVT Guitar Lesson for Albert. And Albert, you wanted to, we got some timestamp parts. You've already got the main CVT lesson of this, or a good chunk of it. But we've got several highlighted timestamps that you wanted done. So let's jump in. It's standard tuning. First one that you wanted was 9 seconds to 15 seconds. And they're really cool. I can see why you want them. We've got this C7 bar chord. Bar the 8th fret, go 10A, go, hold on here, 8, 10, 8, 9, 8. A little adjustment really quick here. You're going to strum that. I'm going E through B. If you hit the high E, it's fine, but... And then we're going to go, just add the pinky to the 10th fret G. Keep everything down. Then you're going to lift everything off except the 3rd finger and the bar. And strum E through B. Hammer onto the 9th fret on the G. Now, hammering with chords, Albert, I haven't heard you play. I have a feeling you're probably a pretty solid player just by the lesson you had me do, and you've already had some time to work with it. But I notice a lot of times people struggle with hammering when it's got multiple strings in it, you know, with a chord. Getting that hammer on loud enough. So I'm not sure where you're at with your playing, but just quickly, let me throw it out there. Think of what you're doing, like a hammer coming down on something. You need force, and if you don't, you won't even hear a difference, because that's what is making the difference, is that hammer on. So you end up with this. You hear the in the mix. And then as that's ringing, you would hit the last 3 strings, 9, 8, 8. And then quick change up. On the A, D, and G string, 7, 6, 7, to, and then up to 8, 7, 8. That's E7 to F7, basically. Short rest. Now, move the 3rd finger, bar the 7th fret on the D and G, strum A through G, hammer on to 8G, and then pinky 8 on the high E. It's craziness, huh? Oops. That's the first one. Okay, that covers whatever 6 seconds there. A lot of tricky stuff in it, that being one of them. It's a hold too, so you hear the notes. They should keep ringing as you're doing your techniques and adding a note here and there. Second one came in at 1:30 to 1:44, so it's a 14-second part, and this was a E9. So I love these chords. They're used a lot in funk as well. 7A, 6D, and then 7th fret on the last 3 strings barred. I remember the first time playing this chord, I had trouble. I wasn't used to barring with this finger, just a few strings, you know. I just got used to it because I'm a big fan of R&B funk. But you're going to take that E9, slide it a half step up, that makes it an F9. Sounds like this. And 2 strums. Okay, so make sure you hear all the notes of the slide. To C7, so we're back to what we started with in number 1. But you're going to hammer. So it's 8, 10, 8, 8, 8, 8. Hammer to 9G. Okay, pinky, 10G. Strum. And then we move everything except index finger barred and the 3rd finger, and we're doing that hammer from 8 to 9 on the G. So in context, you got this. C sharp 7, move everything up a half step. 9, 11, 9, 9. We're going to hammer to the 10th fret on the G, the middle finger, like this. Because we just went, then we go back to 8, 10, 8, 9. 2 strums with the hammer again. So you would have So from B, C. I'm looking at the wrong part, dang it. Okay. Then hammer again. This part here I thought sounded really cool. 8th fret D, muted G, 8th fret B. I'm going to use middle and third finger. Slide to 10-10, slide back to 8-8. Same thing, 3-5-3. So you have. Now there's multiple guitars in here, Albert. That may be another guitar that's doing that, but it just was so tasty I wanted to show it to you. The trick with that is make sure they're sliding evenly and that you're muting the middle string, the G. Okay, that's it for that one. Minute 57, we have the third timestamp, which is minute 57 to 2:04, 8-10-8-8. So 8-10-8-8. We're hammering to 9G again. And then hit the 8th fret on the high E. Because remember, we're barring everything 8 anyway, so you're ready, you're set to go. So, and then strum the top 4. And then do it again with the hammer to the 8 on the high E. So it's almost a complete repeat. So you have 8-7-8-6, starting on the A. 8-7-8-6. Think of a C7 shape over here, and it's the same thing. You'll strum that, move it up to 11-10-11, back to 10-9-10-8. So you end up with this. Okay, then we have 7-8-8, D, G, and B. 7-8-8. I'm going to bar those 8s. I'm going to slide to 8-9 and then slide to 9-10. That's the turnaround at the end. And several reasons for doing the bar. The more fingers you get involved, the easier it is to, have it skirt past one of the frets and have the fingers not land evenly. So that bar works nicely. It's based off the 9 chord anyways. That's it for that one. Number 4, you didn't want this and I started tabbing it. I thought you did, so I put it in there anyways. 204 to 208, and I put oops. 8D muted G, 8B, 6E. Pretty cool sound, and you'll slide it a whole step, and then back and back. So it's, and then that C7 with the hammer. 8, B, and E together. That's all that was. Just thrown in there. Number 5, 244 to 301, 9 and 10 on the D and G. And we need the 10th fret on the high E as well. You're going to hit D and G together, followed by the 10E, and then the 10G. Do that 4 times. Sounds like this. To a F9 chord, which is 8A, 7D, and barred 8th fret on G, B, and E. Strum, rest, 4 times. Once, rest. So once, four times. Think of it 1-4-1. Back to that C7 with the hammer. And then 8-9, which we have pushed down here. You may want to just separate them and go 2 times. Back to 7-8, followed by an 8 high E. So twice of that. So back to that C7, which is kind of home base with the hammer. And the little turnaround part will be 7-8 D and G, 8-9 and 9-10. Number 6, 554 to 601. There we are, back to C7, top 4. And then do it with the hammer. 767 ADG to 878. Again with a slide. So you end up having this, watch, it's back to the C7, top 4 strings, 8, 10, 8, 9, 7, 9, 7, 8. You just move it back a half step, slide it a half step, and you'll see double dots, so that's twice. In other words, then we have the 9 off the G, the 8 off the D, which we could separate 2.5 times vibrato. Okay? It's easier to vibrato than trying to have that chord down. 8, 7, 8, A, D, G, that's our F, part of our F7 or F9. And then the full one where you bar it twice, and then do it again. Back to our C7 hammer, and that's it for that one. So it ends with last one, number 7, 652 to 701. It's back to our C7 again. This time it's the full one with the hammer. Okay, and then you'll strum it again. Double dot, so we're going to do it twice. Sounds like this. To our F9, 8, 7, 8, 8, 8, A through E, strum, strum, strum. Okay, and then 7, 9, 7, 8. And that's our B7. You'll strum that, move it up a half step, strum that. Up another half step, full chord. Back a half step, full chord. In other words, alright, man. So we've dissected this some pretty good, Albert. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let me know how you do with it. And thanks a lot, man.